What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn
Yeah,
podcast
Paco.
presented by
Our damn
our damn
self.
selves. So 374, back up in this piece. How the
Yes.
hell are you, kid? What's good?
Well, I've been kind of off the grid,
Yeah,
literally.
let me set it up. There's a reason why we took the week off. Cause
Yes.
yeah, I was all set to go with it, but the kid was off the grid, literally. Yeah,
I was literally off the grid. And
yeah.
where do you ask where I was off the grid at? Well, I'll give you guys a small little clue.
Okay.
You see it?
While you off the grid, I was in. We
So if
didn't
you
plan
guys
that either. It's like
if you're listening, you don't have the visuals. I actually was on vacation last week, a much needed, long overdue vacation. I went to Martha's Vineyard last week.
now I was here in Chicago. And I didn't
And
want to do it solo. I thought about it. It's like, I do it solo? Do I have a guest? It's like I was like, fuck it. Yeah. It's like
and the best way to describe Martha's Vineyard, it is an island. It's in Massachusetts, so it's the island. When you look at the map of Massachusetts, it's an island. And it's like maybe like a little bit from Boston. Like it's not super far. People can drive and take the ferry from Boston there. But we went to Martha's Vineyard and it was quite the experience. It was very eye-opening just seeing the affluence, the wealth, the it felt like, as they said, because David Williams was hosting the comedy show there. He was.
it is. Shout out to the
So we went to a couple of the comedy
long
shows.
time friend right there, Mr. David Williams.
So
Yeah.
when he saw us, he was like, "Hey, y'all made it down, okay?" He was like, "Hey," he was like
Yeah.
that.
My one my grand opening comedy career began and ended with Damon Williams. It's like way back when. That's a whole nother story though.
But yeah, but they host a comedy fest there in Martha's Vineyard every year. He said that he's been doing it for 13 years now. So they're at Martha's Vineyard. And we went to two of the shows there and we were sitting front row and we were like, oh, he said that we were like, oh, we're in the front. Like, oh, like, let's see, because you don't sit in the front row of the comedy shows. So I was like, I hope that we don't become too much of the act of like the comedians. A little bit we did, but it was all fun though.
Nobody
It was
made any G.I. Jane jokes, so y'all were straight there.
yeah. But it was good times going there or whatnot. As they say in the comedy show, because David Williams was saying that it's like this is Zamunda. He was like, come here, it's Zamunda. It really is. When you go to Martha's Vineyard, it does feel like you're in a whole different type of environment. Just seeing, you'll just see like different celebrities, different people just walking around, just just casually strolling along. And for people who also don't know, where remember the movie The Inkwell? Remember that movie?
That was
With
Matty.
Lorenz
I
Tate,
think that Matty Rich. I think that was his movie. I think Matty Rich.
Lorenz Tate, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Jada Pinkett,
Don't say the third one. You just said it. Though.
which McCall was saying, I think Glenn Turman, Morris Chestnut, AJ Johnson. They had a big cast in that movie.
Which AJ girl? AJ
Oh, the girl. I'm sorry, Shireen, Jody Mama,
Shireen or Ezel. You gotta clear it up. It's
Jody
like
Mama,
AJ,
Jody
okay.
Mama.
There's two AJs. There's Shireen and then there's Ezel. There we go.
But yeah, it was a good like I said, so like that movie, The Inkwell. So that's basically where the Inkwells took place. So the beach part of Martha's Vineyard, they call that beach area the Inkwell. And we did get to go to the Inkwell. I went there a couple of times while I was there to go to the beach. And what the Inkwell is the story that was told to me about it was that during slavery times, that's where the slave owners sent their slaves at when they sent them for time off. They went to Martha's and Ink get it because that's why I was at Inkwell, because that's where the Black people were swimming. So that was like the first string of like where you saw Black people start gaining some sort of like wealth. It's like they were
Matty
in
Rich, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
He was supposed to be the next Spike Lee / John Singleton. He never made it there. It's like, yeah, I remember in the early 90s, he was kind of a big deal, this Matty Rich kid. He did Straight Outta Brooklyn, was one of his movies.
Oh, okay.
Then Inkwell, I think that might have been only 2 movies he had. He was supposed to be the next one up, because Spike, first came Spike. Of course, Townsend was in there too. Spike and Townsend, they kind of came around the same time. Then came Singleton. He was supposed to be the next one up, Matty Rich. I think Inkwell turned out to be his last film. Or that's why I was like, I think that's a Matty Rich joint there. That might not be a name that you recognize, but he was supposed to be the next big Black director.
Now you said, I do remember that
early 90s. Is like, yeah, he was supposed to be the next one. Yeah.
But that's what the movie was based on. It was based on that area in Martha's. It was based on that. And then also a thing about Martha's Vineyard that I didn't know. I'm like, I'm getting all this history. Like, I'm a history. I love like learning different stuff like that. I love tours. I love, doing that type of stuff. So another thing I like.
One of the few subjects I didn't fail in high school. So I'm a history guy.
Another thing, and I wish I was like, so next time I'm preparing, I will go back another time. I'm going back. It's not going to be a thing you got to plan. You got to plan for Martha's Vineyard, but I do want to go back. And a thing that is there that I didn't know, your movie, Jaws, parts of Jaws was shot there, and I didn't know that. And the bridge where they said we're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah. The bridge is actually there. And like, I drove past the bridge. I wish I would have taken my picture. I just didn't have time.
They need a bigger boat. You missed it. That's the caption. That's all you got to put on there.
I was like, dang.
I need a bigger boat. Yeah, the perfect caption to put on there.
Because that's what I was going to do. Because when we drove past the bridge, because it was like, okay, this is the bridge. And then you saw a bunch of tourists on the bridge. Like you saw a bunch of people on the bridge. And a thing that they do at Martha's Vineyard is that they actually jump off the bridge if you want to. I'm not a strong swimmer, so I was like, if I do go on the bridge, I'm not jumping off the bridge and going in the water. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm just not going to do that. But I saw somebody preparing to jump when we were riding past because they were standing. They were about to. I was like, okay, they're about to jump off the bridge. But that's a thing. So Jaws was.
I'd have to train for like probably 6 months. For that, I ain't swam for so long. It's like, yeah, if I were to do that, it'd be like me training for the Olympics. Like, yeah, I would definitely have to train for that. Just for that jump, I'll be like, if I jump now, like you might not see me again. Like, I don't know how my body will react to the water, but yeah, I would definitely have to train for that jump. Yeah. Hit up the LA Fitness and get in the pool. Like, yeah, train for that damn jump.
It's cool seeing that. I was like, because I never knew that. I was like, oh, that parts of Jaws was shot here. They're like, yeah, they're like the bridge. That's the bridge. I said, oh, very cool hearing stuff like that.
Steven Spielberg.
Because actually, when we normally record our podcast, because I was considering, I was like, do I need to I was like, should I try to record with you while I'm away?
Yeah, I didn't know I wasn't going to even suggest that.
Because like my mind went
there. Came to me with that, I probably would have been like, okay, let's do it. But I'm not going to be like, hey, like, can you take time away from your vacation to do this fucking podcast with me?
At the end of the day that we were going to record, that we would have recorded, we were on a catamaran boat tour, boat ride, so it would not have worked anyway, so which was very nice. Like, I'll have my pictures up. Like I say, I never post in real time. Sorry, I just don't. But I have my photo dump.
You might get a story for me is all you getting. Like, I'll never post like the actual.
I have my photo dump, like, and what I usually say is about this weekend or about last week. Like, that's how I'll say about last week.
I get a story.
That's how I'll do it.
Do stuff that and stories you kind of got to pay attention to. Like,
yeah.
So like those who know is like, yeah. So that's what you're gonna
protect your privacy. You don't need to be like, I'm located at so and so. No, don't do that. Don't put your actual location and be like, I'm up here at the so and so.
My pet peeve, I hate, like, don't tag me if we out somewhere so and so's with Oz, man. I don't want nobody to know where I'm at right now. Don't tag me in
Exactly.
your shit. It's like, yeah. Like let me
Exactly.
leave that up to me if I want to tell people
If
my
I want to be tagged in it, yeah.
with Oz, man, at Soldier Field. It's like, what if I didn't want you to know that I went to whatever Chicago Football Classic or whatever, or it's a fucking Bears? It's like, what if I don't want you
What,
to know that?
what if I called off sick from work? That'd be the funniest.
Don't tag me and shit. I
You
hate
called
that.
off sick from work. Sick.
People love tagging you. Like when I see that, I automatically like, yeah, like remove tag because you can take it off too. I remove it when I see my name pop up in the tag. Yeah, remove tag, click.
Remove tag.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like don't tag me. I don't want,
Don't
yeah.
tag people. Respect
Especially
people.
without my permission. It's like you didn't
Yeah.
ask me like, can I tag you?
If you ask somebody,
Yeah, I
yeah,
might
one
be
thing.
cool with it. It's like, oh, I don't care. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, but the fact that you didn't ask, now I'm pissed off. It's
Doing
like
too.
social media is now it's like the old man yelling at the cloud. It's like, yeah, it's becoming highly annoying. It's just like you can't even like have a meal and shit. Like, yeah, they bring your food to the table. Like, don't touch anything. It's like gotta get your pictures of the plates. Yeah. Like, no, I'm diving in. When as soon as my plate hits the table,
You're like this.
oh,
You gonna catch me
you
mid?
gonna see my plate with bites missing off of it. Like you gonna see
Look,
that
catch me
shit.
like this mid
Yeah.
bite.
But like, yeah, but you can't even have a meal in peace without like, yeah, don't touch anything. Yeah. Don't touch
My
anything.
thing about the social media is that a lot of people don't live in the moment. Like okay, like if it's just like get your stuff or your stories for like concert. Like that's like my biggest pet peeve is like at concerts when people just like when I went to that Janet Jackson concert last year, the guy in
Watching
front
a
of me,
whole show like this is like, yeah, like through a tiny screen.
he was
I'm
on his
watching the show, y'all watching this.
he was on Instagram Live, and he was on the whole concert. Because I thought he was just going to do like a couple little quick. This man had his phone. I get so lonely the whole time. Filmed the whole concert, Instagram Live, and I'm like, why? Just why? I took a couple of quick little pictures, like click, no video. I just took a couple quick pictures and I posted after we left. Like, yeah, had a great time at the Janet Jackson concert last night. Had a couple of my little still photos, and that was it. I want to enjoy the concert. I want to be in the moment. I was,
Like I
doing
go to
the Janet. I was doing that in the moment.
I like going to the WWE shows, like especially the ones in Rockford, because I'm plugged out there. Yeah, so yeah. And when I go, like I get my stories, and then like I basically get the ring walk. That's like, yeah,
Yeah, the
which is
entrance, the
like, yeah,
ring.
the exciting part is like people like, yeah, especially like certain all right, people like singing along to their theme, certain wrestlers. It's like, so I get that. And then once the match starts, phone goes away. I'm in the moment now. I'm watching the show. It's like I'm not sitting there on the phone the whole time. It's like I get to walk into the ring and then phone goes away. That's like usually my MO. Like you see me and I post that to my stories. Like, okay, Cody Rhodes come in and he's one they like to sing to his song. It's like that's a perfect. It's like certain ones. It's like, yeah, yeah, you posted.
That's
Yeah.
that's my old woman moment because that would be the thing that I do say about like just be in the moment more.
I
So
remember
like
the first time I noticed that was maybe like early 20 teens. Like, yeah, like maybe 2012, 2013, like around that time when you start looking at concert footage and like festival footage, for example, like you start seeing is like everybody there got a phone in their hand. It's like they're not even like in the more. Can you imagine like about to have a real old man moment? Is like going back like even before we were born. Can you imagine looking at old like Woodstock photos and everybody got a phone in their hand? That shit would look stupid. It's like
I was gonna go back because some of our early men, if at Motown 25 and Michael Jackson, everybody had their phone. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun, dun,
like
dun,
yeah,
dun,
that was a
dun.
moment. Yeah.
Everybody when he moonwalked, everybody was just when he
Or
moonwalked just
I
feeling
do
like
a
that.
I do a festival from when we were born, at least like Live Aid and shit, like when Freddie Mercury had his moment,
Oh
everybody
yeah.
with their phone out in their hand. It looks
We are
stupid.
the champions.
Exactly, yeah. You remember, yeah, the Freddie Mercury moment, yeah, with Live Aid and shit. It's like it goes like 85. That would look stupid. It's like everybody, you had like a few people with like cameras, like, but most people were just in the moment. It's like, yeah.
Oh man.
A couple people had their like maybe a Polaroid or like their little cameras, like just like yeah, like just to document it. But like, wasn't everybody with a phone in their hand? It's like hey, you look like everybody got a phone in their hand. That's wild.
Yeah, just get your little clip, like I said, because like I got some clips and a couple of videos, but for the most part, I was just taking in Martha's Vineyard. I was enjoying the scenery, enjoying the ambiance, enjoying the food. Like I said, it was a couple of food places. I'm like, okay, Chicago, we picky about our food. We're very like when people say, "Well, this is the best that you'll ever." When people like, don't tell us Chicago is something that's going to be the best food you'll ever taste because they're going to be mostly disappointed if you put the bar that high. We're
Gas
foodies
up
in
shit.
Chicago.
No.
So don't set the bar that high. But I got much needed relaxation. So as you see, like I said, I'm relaxing the face.
Yeah.
Got my little tan. Gotta look at my tan lines.
And who you forgot to mention, shout out with the homie DJ Dollar Bill. You said he's
Yeah, Dollar Bill. I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he was
Joliet's finest.
yeah, he's a DJ at the comedy.
Him and Damon I plug. Like anytime you see Damon, you probably gonna see Dollar Bill not too far behind. It's like
when we walked in, and as soon as we
if
like,
Damon, if Damon Williams is Martin Lawrence, then Dollar Bill's Kid Capri from my that's the Def Jam. So
yeah.
like you're gonna see like him there. Like yeah, anytime you see Damon hosting an event, like probably 8 out of 10 times, Dollar Bill's gonna be the DJ. It's like
Chicago flavor was all over there because they had Dollar Bill. Like I said, that first show we went to the first night because it was a Dion Cole show, so I got to see Dion Cole live. That was cool because I'm like, oh, Chicago
I've known
in here
almost 20 years. I think like 05, I think was the first time I met Dion. So I've known him almost 20 years too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I said, okay. I said, we Chicago, we deep in here. So when they were like, every time they said something about Chicago, we were what? We were every time they said something about Chicago. And then on the other show you went to, like Just Niche was there because she's Chi-Town too. So it's like, yeah, I'm like, okay.
Where did I see her at? I saw her, I think, at a comedy.
One of Merv shows, I think.
I think so.
At one of Merv shows, yeah.
I think I saw her. I think she was on the Earthquake show too when Earthquake was out in Joliet. I think she was on that show too. I've seen her a couple of times, like just
because I'm like, okay, Chicago. Every time they said Chicago, we what? This David one thing when he said about Chicago, and then we were like, yeah, and then he's like, okay, he's like, I'm gonna leave the front row alone. We ain't gonna say nothing about it. We were like, yeah, we Chicago. He's like, I'm not gonna mess with y'all. We're like, yeah, you know your peoples. You ain't going.
Yeah.
You know us, Chicago.
That's what's up.
We got in though, yeah. And you meet people from all over. Like I met, Texas, people from Texas, Atlanta, DC. Like people all over just come, so good times.
The last episode was with me. It was my epic experience. This episode is your epic experience. It's like so we had back-to-back epic experience episodes. Yeah, because I did the first take and all of that, and I was telling you about my experience with that, and then the kid did the Vineyard and you
big shit popping. We got big shit popping out here.
Definitely do.
We making moves.
We're hanging out with the highbrow Negroes, as Tyler Perry would say.
It was definitely some highbrow. Because Marcus said.
I'm surprised he wasn't there. It seems like a spot he would be at.
Marcus's thing was he said that he keeps on saying we're refined Negroes. He's like, oh yeah, we refined Negroes now. I was like, I like highbrow. I was like, no, we're highbrow.
I like uppity Negroes. That's what.
But it's definitely the creme de la creme. It is, but it's a good experience. It is. It's a great experience. No bullshit. No worrying about if somebody is going to fight. So nothing like that. Everybody's just there to have a good time. Everybody's here to have fun. We're all here to have a good time. No bullshit. No drama.
Well. Want to get to some drama, or will you finish talking about the Vineyard?
We can get to some drama. I said I'm off of my utopian high. I said because I'm still But we can get to the fun. We can get back to the back to life, back to
I don't know
reality.
how I know you were unplugged, so I don't know how close you were following. I know who was not at the Vineyard. Tiffany A. Henyard.
If I saw her ass there, I would have been like,
Yes.
really?
Sister girl, mayor sister girl. Let's go, man. It's like, have you been following that at all? It's like,
I've seen some stuff come up in my, like I said, because another thing about the Vineyard is the signal is very spotty there, just a FYI. I think they do it for privacy
that's
purposes.
by design. Oh, that's probably by design. Like,
Because Obama has a house there. We
we
didn't see
want you to
Obama there.
unplug. It's probably by design.
We did not see Obama, but Obama is there. They say you will just casually see Obama just there. We happen to know.
They getting ready for the DNC. You know they're gonna make
Yeah, so that's probably why.
it.
Maybe
Their
that's it.
hometown is like they're gonna be at. They probably already here. They probably at the house over in
So that's
Kenwood.
probably a
Probably
reason.
already in Chicago preparing for the DNC.
People that they see, oh, real quick, people that they usually see, they say that we didn't see because they were at the Olympics. Like Spike Lee, they say you see because we passed by his house. Steph Curry, we just obviously he was over there. There's like it's people that you see like that.
Curry was winning gold and hitting
But where he was wearing gold,
hitting
yeah.
game winners and winning gold. That's what he was doing.
But normally they say you see that you'll see Spike Lee, Steph Curry. That's what you normally see in the
Surprised
Vineyard.
you didn't see Aisha. I don't.
She was at the Olympics.
She out there. I don't know. I didn't see
Yeah,
her.
because she had the baby with her. I saw a picture of her with the baby.
I
Yeah.
didn't even see her out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Again, I was watching Steph. I didn't see her ass at all. Like, so she probably was like, because they just
she
had.
was there with Sonya because I saw a picture of her and Sonya together with the baby.
I didn't see any of them. I saw Steph.
Yeah. So they were there.
Okay. Well,
But
it wasn't.
if her ass, I saw a little bit.
She's probably gonna disappear and try to hide in the Vineyard. She's like, yeah.
I said, if I would have saw her, we would have been like, oh shit.
I'd have definitely got a picture with her if I was.
What you doing here? And I would have tagged her like, yeah, Mayor Henyard in the Vineyard.
Definitely would have got a picture. I would have lied and said I'm from Dalton too. Yeah, I'm from Dalton. What's up, girl? Yeah, I voted for you. I would lie and shit. Yeah, I guess I'll definitely get a picture.
What you doing here in the Vineyard, lady? But no, she wasn't there. But like I said, I did see a little bit of the story. But what's the latest detail? I saw $40,000 from Amazon. That's what I saw.
Oh yeah, the Amazon receipt.
That's why I saw the $40,000.
This woman still hasn't been indicted somehow, but who did get indicted was her the police chief. I don't know if you saw that story with him.
That had 200 hours of
yeah, the one that was lying about his overtime. Yeah, like that dude is like who like collecting more in overtime than like most people collecting their salaries. Like
that little guy, the one he's like they call him like the Gary Coleman of like Africa or whatever. You've seen the videos of him, and he's like reasoning like the memes of him like counting, and he's like that's how I'm counting. I'm like, how do you have 200 plus hours of like it's not even that many hours in a day. Like, when do you sleep? When do you when do you shower? When do you wash your ass?
It's like okay, the dude, yeah, he was he was indicted, so he basically got removed from his position, but not one to go away easily. He basically showed up after getting fired. He just came to work like nothing happened. It's like
he said, and you, you're gonna love me. That's what he said.
Acting like nothing was happening. So then like before then, this is when they were investigating everybody. Once the indictment came down, it's like, like now, you can't carry a gun, like if you're like under like federal indictment like that is like, but guess what Mayor Tiffany Henyard did is after he got removed from his position, the board removed him. The county, the board removed him.
The board, yeah.
And then she just appointed him back as the chief again. Like, he's not acting chief now; he's the chief. So he's the chief of police of Dalton who can't carry a gun. It's like, which is wild. It's like, what the
fuckery is that?
She just said, like, no, I'm bringing my my head of security back. Damn it! It's like she just appointed him back to the position after the board had removed him. They voted him out and got him the fuck out of there because of the indictment. Then the next day, she just brings him back in. So Dalton's a hot ghetto mess. Like
a lot of shit that's going down, and
I'm gonna go to one of her events because she's still having shit. Yeah,
What
if I see
the
like
hell?
if she has like one of these back to school, I'm going. It's like
What the,
she's
what
still
in the
just
R.
doing
Kelly is going on? Like,
it.
he
Going
kept
up.
on
Yeah.
making songs and you were on trial. It's like, what in the R. Kelly is this? Like,
I'm gonna go to one of those Tiffany Hanyard events. Just like yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to get within 10 feet of her. So I definitely want to like yeah, be an investigative reporter. Like hey, it's the Oz man. Like hey, let's talk about these allegations and like all of this shit going on. Yeah,
you saw how they did Spencer. They
I'm sure
were
that's
following around
that
Spencer.
top
Yes,
cop. I'm sure that top cop will snatch me up. Then it's like
they followed.
probably was him. Did he say he was the chief? It was probably him, the guy that was.
They didn't show his face on the video, but
Probably
he
was
said
the guy. It
it
was
could
the
have been
guy that
him.
got fired and showed bad. It probably was
He
him.
was like, it's a black, it was like a black, maybe like a Yukon Denali, like one of those, like those big
Who
SUVs that was
was it?
just
A
following
uniform
him.
suspension was like, yeah, I don't think he was the chief. It
He was like,
probably
I don't
was.
think
Now that we know more about it, it probably actually was the chief, though.
it was a big SUV. It was a big SUV following him around. So, yeah.
But yeah, this story is just getting wilder and wilder. But
I'm just stuck on the $40,000 in Amazon. Like, I've spent some money on Amazon, but I've never spent, I've never even spent $40 at one time on Amazon. I don't think I have. I have to like go back and look at
Chief
my
Louis Lacey,
orders.
I'm reading this. Yeah, he was placed on administrative leave and then kept showing up for work. So then the board officially fired him. And then Tiffany Hanyard brought him back after he was officially fired. I was reading the story on NBC right now.
She said,
Oh,
I'm 10 toes down with my people.
this is hilarious. And Lori Lightfoot was the one who broke the news about the
Yeah, I saw
$40
that.
Amazon. Yeah, she's the one that headed the investigation.
Oh, Lori was a prosecutor right before she became
Yeah,
mayor,
that's
right?
what she was. Yeah.
But she was. Lori
Mm.
Lori is tough as nails. I will say that. Like she was tough as nails. She didn't take no bullshit. She was she was kind of she was stern. I'll say
Has no annual report or audit since 2021. Yeah. And the
you gotta
general
do
fund for daily operations is about 3.65 million in debt. So it's almost $4 million in debt.
you gotta do your audits. Like I said, being married to an accountant,
Yeah.
audits are essential. Like you have to do audits yearly. You have to do them. So the fact that you haven't done since
It's 21,
2021,
yeah.
that's a long time to
When the
not
fuck
do.
did she get elected? Was that around the time she got elected? So maybe since she's been there, it hasn't been an audit. When did Tiffany Hanyard get in the office? It's probably I got
Probably around that time.
probably is around that time. Yeah, I want to know.
And you just opted to say, I'm just not going to do no audits. But you have to do annual audits. You have to, because they have to see if you're saying that you're getting this money, you said you're spending this money on this thing, you have to have that in your audit. It just can't be an unaccounted.
Currently serving as mayor of Dalton since 2021. and as the Thornton Township supervisor since 2022. So yes, she has been the mayor of Dalton since 21. I guessed it right. I'm like, that's why you haven't had an audit since 2021, since she's been in office.
You gotta do your audits.
Yeah.
And this is a lesson too for people that like I said, I know we're in election season, which I'll be glad when it's this shit is over.
We'll say unfortunately, we're in an election year.
Like
It's getting sillier and sillier.
we're
gonna talk about like Ricky Smiley and some of them in a little bit.
I'm about to just mute everything that has to do with election. I don't want to hear anything on either side that has to do with election.
I don't want to, as to quote Kanye, I don't want to hear that weak shit no more.
I'm just sick of it because
I don't want to hear that weak shit no more.
It's like the president is so far removed from you. Vote in your local election.
Oh yeah, vote Tiffany Hanyard. That's who you should be trying to out.
That's the lesson here.
If you're in Dalton, that should be your number one concern, getting this woman out of office. Yeah, like not who's running for president, like way in Washington. Like if you're in Dalton, like people like that, you got to keep your eye on it. Like, like yeah, local communities.
The easy question I ask people: who's your alderman? That's the first question I ask you. Who's your alderman?
I know who mine is, and I know where
I know.
his office is. Yeah.
I know who mine is, and I can go right to their office. I know where
Office
their
is
office
what,
is.
two blocks from where I'm sitting right now. His office, I know exactly where it is. I
I
can
know where
walk
mine
there from
is.
where I'm at right now. Yeah, I could
I know
walk
where
there.
my office is.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, so I know where
My
yours is, mine, and our mom's. I know where all of that
I
shit
know a
is.
food spot that's near it that I like to go to. Like, oh, it's right by the food spot I go to. So I know where mine is.
Yeah, same with our mom. Like hers is by like a grocery store shop. Yeah.
Our grocery store we go
It's like so.
to.
Yeah, I know where I know where all three of
Yeah.
them are. Mine, yours, and mom's. Yeah,
Exactly. You gotta know who your alderman is.
because that's like local. Yeah, that gets right there. Yeah,
That's the one who you go to, like, hey, we have a lot of traffic. Can we get a speed bump put here? Because that's who's gonna get the speed bump put on your street. That's gonna be the one who gets a stop sign put. We need a stop sign here.
is this abandoned building on the corner that's like a drug? It's like the fucking the Carter in New Jack City. Can we get that
Mm-hmm.
torn down? It's like yeah, you go to
Yeah.
your alderman for shit like that. It's like yeah.
Mhm.
Building been abandoned 20 years. It's like it's
We
just a
need we need a grocery store in we have a food desert. We need a grocery store.
yeah.
But those are real concerns. Food desert. It is food desert still. It
Yeah,
is.
it definitely is. Yeah.
We need a grocery store that actually has, and not just a
Better,
hood corner, not a hood corner
better
grocery store.
quality groceries. Like you might
Yeah,
have a
not a hood
but
corner, not
yeah,
that, because we need something that has fresh meat, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, stuff
yeah.
that offers healthier items for us to eat.
And like that's your alderman. Like the president is not going to take care of that shit.
We
It's like
don't want another nail shop over here. We don't want another beauty supply store over here.
another liquor store.
Definitely not another liquor store. We don't want that over here. We want a community center. Like we don't get them these kids because a lot of these kids are not bad kids. It's like, but if you don't have any, you have idle time, you want to get bad. You have nothing to do. Like some people are bad. I'm not gonna say some of these kids are bad, but not all the kids are bad. Not all of them are bad. Some of them
Some
do
of
need an
them need a
outlet.
little guidance. Yeah. Some of them just suck. It's like it depends
You
on
might have the next Judge Mathis. Like I mean, like he was a knucklehead, but he became a judge.
yeah.
He just needed some guidance. He went to jail and then that straightened him out. He needed some guidance and he been good ever since.
Hmm.
So it's like, yeah, you need, okay, like, yeah, we want to open a community center for the kids. Okay. That's your alderman.
Hmm.
We want a Walmart.
Yeah.
That's your alderman. All that stuff that your alderman does. It's not the president. The president's not going to do any of that.
President so far removed, like you said, it's
Okay.
like the local politics is what
I'm not saying don't vote in the presidential. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm
people.
saying
That's all they do. Like look at look at your timeline. I don't see people talking about like when these other people are running for office. It's only only a presidential election. I see like you get so passionate all of a sudden about the
the
politics.
most asinine thing I've seen, like being a state worker, and people didn't even vote in the governor. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you work for the, how don't you vote? You work for the state. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I want to slap somebody.
The governor is technically a CEO. It's like, yeah, you need.
But that's our boss. Like, the governor is our boss. So it's like, that's going to directly affect you. Anything that directly, because of being a state worker, his stuff directly affects you as a state worker. Why wouldn't you vote? Fuck. That really like upset me when people did that. But it's like you gotta see the importance of this. Vote. Vote in the early elections so you can change these laws. Like, or go back. If you don't know how a bill, I'm a bill on Capitol Hill, watch Schoolhouse Rock. Watch that again. It's on Disney Plus.
Know your representative. That's who represents you in Washington. Like, know who that is. It's like, yeah, like that's like, yeah, that's a national, but is actually for your community. So like, know who represents you in Washington. Like, yeah, know what district you're in, and know who sits in that seat. Like, know that stuff. It's like, yeah,
these judges. Know who these judges are.
Yeah, do some homework on these judges, like who had be on the bench for like 30 years. These people, they know who these people are.
Like, it's time for change, like real change, like for real change to happen. man, you gotta cut the head off the snake, and it'll trickle down. It will. Like you gotta cut the head off the snake first. You gotta start there to get some of these old idea people who want to just stay, like nothing stays the same forever. No matter how much you try to fight it, we're not going back to 1950. We're not going back to 1960. We're not doing that. The
It's like
world,
this is bullshit. You either like doing better or you're getting worse. Like this is bullshit.
the world that the world that our parents grew up, the world that I grew up in doesn't even exist anymore. And I grew up in the 80s. We grew up in the 80s. Our world doesn't exist
We just
anymore. The
talked
80s
about
world
that,
does
yeah.
not
Like
exist.
Live Aid and Freddie Mercury. We just
That
talked
doesn't
about
exist.
that.
And my kids, like I had to explain Blockbuster Video to my kids. That doesn't exist. Blockbuster, they don't know about Blockbuster Video. They're like, what? Go to a video store and rent a movie. You had to actually go get a tape. Ew. They're like that. Like you just couldn't just download and just stream you just couldn't push your button on your remote and then your video is right there. No, that wasn't there. Ew. They're like that.
You don't just eat your food when it comes to the plate. That's something like, yeah, like we gotta document it. We gotta post it on the gram. It's like, yeah. That's
But these world that we grew up in, it doesn't exist. So you're gonna have to progress. Things are gonna have to evolve, no matter how much. I said, so you can feel a type of way about when certain issues. I said I won't go too far into, but certain things that you don't like because you don't agree with, and we've evolved to something else because you don't like it because you don't agree with it. The world is still going to evolve around you. I'm not saying you have to be like,
yeah, it's
yeah,
certain
I'm happy. And this is
it's certain shit that it's not my thing, but I
yeah.
just avoid it. That's yeah.
I'm not going to
I
stop
don't
things.
I'm not going to condemn it. I just don't participate.
Yeah. If it ain't your tea, it ain't your tea.
Just
Everybody's
avoid.
not
That's all.
everybody's not telling you
All
to
the
be like,
details.
yes,
Just
I
avoid.
have to, yeah, this about everything.
You
Yes,
don't have to
yes.
like everybody. Just if it's something you don't like, just stay clear of that shit. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I do.
So that's the mature thing to do, is that we're steadily evolving and things need to evolve.
Yeah. Mm.
They do. But get out there and vote in your local elections. Stop just voting every 4 years or not voting at all. And then complain about it on social media. Stop doing that.
I don't even remember. Did we talk about Kamala Harris picking Tim Walz as her running mate? I don't remember if that happened before or after the Vineyard. I don't even remember. It's like
I don't remember either.
we could talk
I
a
think
little. We don't remember it. We probably didn't talk about
I don't remember either. Yeah.
it. It's like still learning who dude is. I don't know a lot about him. Yeah, I know he's Minnesota governor, former
Mhm.
like principal or some shit like yeah,
Yeah.
gym
And
coach.
then he has military
Oh,
ties. I know that
yeah, he served in the National Guard, I want to say something like
so he
that.
has military
Yeah.
ties. So
So I still don't know a lot about him.
from what
I,
I see about him, it seems like he's a progressive
he's
type.
definitely a lefty, yeah. Like he's
He
like
seems like he's a progressive type, which seems like like while he's Democrat, it seems like he leans more into, like I said, I
he's
think,
not a moderate Democrat, he's a progressive, like he's like that, yeah, I'll say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, in all honesty, most people I feel are purple. You're not red, you're not blue. Most people are purple.
I'll meet Prince Rogers Nelson, who's
Most
like,
people are purple.
I'm super purple. Yeah.
It's going to be things that you are blue on. It's going to be things that you're red on.
Yeah.
Most people are purple.
I'm super purple. Like
You are.
here's how purple I am. I get text messages from both sides. It's election season. So
Mhm.
I got but before he dropped out, I was getting like Biden text messages, and then I think Eric Trump. I got one of like from the Trump. I was like, how did I end up on the Trump mailing? But I guess that shows you how purple I am. That
I think all my shit goes to
that I'm
spam.
yeah.
I think all my text messages are that go to spam. I think I said all that stuff to go to
I was
spam.
like, Eric Trump. Okay, yeah, that was interesting.
when I look at my spam, then I'll see like, oh, I said, okay, here's what like, can you chip in $5 for the so-and-so campaign? Then
Oh
I'll
yeah.
see like
I just saw something with Kamala Harris that said something about $10. I don't know if that was a text message or something. I just saw something like, but I'm not giving none of these motherfuckers none of my money.
yeah,
It's a good place for money. It's Daddy Rich. It's right here in my
right in my
pocket. Yeah.
pocket.
My
Or
money's standing.
it's back to school time, so you know who's getting all my money. These kids. Let's fix it. Let's fix it up. We get back to school more affordable for parents. Let's fix that. Let's address that.
Policy, baby. That's what I want to hear. I don't give a shit about none of this other stuff. All this other stuff is a distraction. Let me
It is.
get on my soapbox for a minute, because I might say some shit that I shouldn't have, but I don't give a shit. Let's
Please.
get on this soapbox right now. Like policy, policy, policy is all I care about.
That's all I care about too.
It's like who's going to fix the inflation problem? Like, so you ain't paying like $8 for eggs again, like, yeah, and paying $6 for gas. We don't want that. It's like, fix that problem.
Paying $2,500 for a 85 square feet apartment, you know.
Yeah. Inflation problem needs to be fixed, and the border security is like, we got enough migrants. We don't need more. It's like, so fix those. That's those the two main issues that the average person, probably 75-80% of people care about. We don't give a fuck about what race somebody's parent is.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing.
We don't give a fuck about how many felonies somebody got. It's like, none of that shit matters. It's like, yeah, like, who's gonna fucking
race
fix
is the dumbest thing. That's the dumbest thing the race one to me. It's the dumbest thing.
Who's gonna fix those two problems I just talked about? That's what I care about. Yeah.
Because and then I saw that they said that from Chicago standpoint, they said that it hasn't been migrants, like the last time the migrants came in was like around December. So they haven't had any more migrants come in since December, they said.
I think that's because like the border states just wanted to prove a point.
So that's a good thing, is that, because like I said, if you do look at
most of the sanctuary states, as they say, like, aren't near the border.
Are they near the border?
Just say that we welcome all migrants when you in New York.
When you're not, when you're in New York, Chicago.
With these border states, they like, we got thousands crossing the border every day. Okay, if you want them, we send them to you. Then they started busting them to Chicago, to New York. They started, okay, yeah, y'all want them, y'all can have them. Like, and I think they're doing that to prove a point.
That is an empathy thing. Is that a lot of people can say stuff like, "Oh yeah, I don't mind." Like a big thing.
The more the merrier. Is like, yeah. Until
I don't mind somebody. If somebody's down there, look, they can stay at their house with me, and then okay, let me stay at your house.
After about 2 days, you over that shit already.
I know me personally, I don't want extra people in my house. I don't. I'm keeping it real. I don't want extra people in my house.
You're not pretending like you do. Like, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, bring them on. It's like, yeah, I have extra rooms. Like, I don't give a shit. It's like, yeah, you can't stay here. This seat's vacant. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't mind like paying for those. Okay, we'll pay for everybody then. Now you're mad. Your lip is poked out.
Yeah. I don't lie about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, that's what my concerns are, like policy. Like, I don't give a shit about none of that other stuff. It's like, it's all the distraction. It's like all of that other stuff. It's like,
yeah. And I just don't want you just to like, another thing that I just don't want is like, just stop giving out money to people, because that money, it doesn't fix it doesn't. Here's my soapbox. Throwing a ton of money is not going to fix the problem. It's not. You got to go into like what's actually causing it. Like, yes, money in theory does make your day-to-day life easier. Like if you woke up and you didn't have to worry about how am I going to pay my bills, that's a weight lifted off your chest.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to grow your money, how to budget your money, you still gonna end up broke.
You don't know how to just keep it in your pocket. It's like,
yeah, you're gonna end up broke. Budget. The simple thing, budget. Like, it should not be a point where, like, okay, if I have to spend an extra $50, I shouldn't be in the negative in your account. Your account shouldn't go negative if you have to spend an extra $50. If you have to spend extra $20, people have gone negative if it's an extra $20.
Yeah.
You should not. Your account should not go negative if you spend an extra
Most
$20.
people aren't that broke. It's like it's some, but that's the minority. It's like most people
Yeah,
aren't that broke. Like the reason why that happens is because you're not budgeting your
you
money.
don't manage your money properly. You
It's
don't.
very few people that are legitimately that broke with like $20 to put them in a
Exactly.
hole. It's
It's
like
a
it's like
small percentage,
very
but
few
the
people that.
majority of other people, because I've sat down with people before and I've like, well, how much do you spend on so and so? I spent so and so on this. I
Yeah,
spent it. And
bro.
then when I add up, I'm like, you just spent $200.
Yeah.
Wait, let me. That's $200.
Yeah.
And they go like this. You didn't know you spent $200. You didn't know because you just spending. And then, like I said, once we got the tap on our phone
You
now.
spending $1,200 a year just on Starbucks. You start looking like it's like imagine what you could have done with that money. It's like like
Mhm.
$1,200. Imagine somebody you have an extra $1,200 at the end of the year. Like what you could do with that money. It's like because you're
Mhm.
not tracking your money. It's like you just spending. It's like
Mhm. Especially if you got the tap on your phone, it makes it super easy because you just.
talk about that. Yeah, I think that was me and you were having a private conversation like that. Is like the reason like money is not real like in your mind anymore now
Mhm.
because we pay electronically.
Digital money, yeah, it's digital.
It's
It's not
numbers
real.
on the screen. It's like yeah, so it doesn't hurt as much. Whereas when you carry that bankroll, you have that knot. It's like you can see that getting
You
smaller.
go like this, you can see
And
it
like okay, like the
dwindling.
knot is like it's like half the size it was. Like let me slow down. It's like yeah, mentally
Mhm.
you like you approach it differently. Okay, my knot is half the size it was a week ago. I think I'm gonna chill out this week. I ain't gonna spend no money this week yet. You be
I
like that,
feel
yeah.
like personally, everybody should have a a fail-safe number in your head. So let's say you get paid. Let's say you get paid bi-weekly. A lot of people, I think that most people probably get paid twice a month, I would
Yeah,
say.
either every other week or first and 15th. Like so it's like
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
I'd say most people get paid like that. It's few things like retail, I think pays weekly. And then if you work for like, if you do like ride share, then you can do that daily if you do stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Most of those you can cash out daily on
Yeah,
those.
you can cash out daily. But if you're working a regular job and you're doing biweekly pay, after you pay, put some money aside for your savings, put some money if you can for investing, pay all your bills. Don't get yourself put out. Pay all your bills. Don't get your lights cut off. Pay all your bills.
Mm.
And then try to start looking at making a number where when you're looking at your account, when your account goes under a certain dollar amount, that's when you need to just cease on anything. Like if your safe number is $300. So if your checking account goes under $300, now it's like, okay,
And most
frozen.
modern
Frozen.
like banks have it where you could set an alert that comes up. It's like yeah,
You
or your
need
account
to.
is below 300. It'll send you a text message when it goes. So that way you
Hmm.
know it's like oh like yeah, let me stop now. Like, yeah, it'll alert you if it gets under a certain like most of them you could set up
I
your in your settings you can set that yeah.
I like to speak into existence for people. I would like to say $1,000 for people. I know, like I say, I'm speaking highly. I'm trying to give you guys. I'm putting the
Yeah.
positive energy over you. I'm putting that positive vibe over you that you're going to get to a point where when you get under $1,000 in your account, you're like, oh man, I need to slow down. You're getting to that point. But put a number in there that when you get to a certain number, it's like, okay, I'm below this number, so now I need to only necessities is what I'm doing right now because I have to this money has to last me to payday when you
Right.
next get paid. So, but like you said, policy, that's all I care about. I just want to know about policy.
Policy. Yes.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing that actually is like a lot of Republicans, they feel like the true blue, well, the true red rather, the true red Republicans, a lot of them feel like that they feel like Trump is losing sight of this election because like he's just doing all these personal attacks on Kamala and then he's doing a lot of unfounded making a lot of baseless claims about that she did this and she did that without ever giving like a number or a statistic about that she actually did this. And they're getting mad, like, dude, they're like, go focus on the policy. They're like, no, they're trying to redirect him, but Trump is going to do what Trump wants to do.
I was listening to part of the he said he had to sit down with Elon Musk on Twitter/X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. he sat down and I listened to about the first 30. It was like a 2-hour conversation. I couldn't listen on. I listened about the first 30 minutes, and it mostly was just talking about the shooting and all of that, like and then talked a little bit about inflation and like like the stuff that we care about. Yeah. But like I didn't listen to the whole conversation. I caught part of that. Yeah.
Because they're like the way that because when I was watching MSNBC, they're like the way that he's just going after Kamala, he's just going, after this. They're like, dude, refocus. They're like, focus. Stop talking about focus.
On the flip side, Kamala, she gotta we waiting like where's the policy at? It's like, yeah.
She did talk about her policy about like the financials. She did release that on Friday. I did see that she released that on Friday.
Okay, that must have just came out because on her website she talked have shit on there like recently.
She released that on Friday because like I remember because it was a lot of MSNBC where I was at in Martha's because the person like they watch a lot of that, so that's what was on the TV. So it's like I was like getting a lot of that news, and they was like, yeah, Kamala releases her financial plan Friday, and then she did release it. She released that on Friday. She did talk about. I know that
policy I heard was like one basically like she bit a Trump bar like you gotta call her. You gotta call folks out when they on bullshit like so because Trump did say that no tax on tips like yeah I don't know you saw that about a month ago he said that like on tip workers is like and then she basically said the same thing this week so like. People, you biting bars now, so that's why she had to release something.
I saw where they was like she's trying to give like assistance for like the home buyer, like the first time home. She's trying.
I saw that. Yeah. I take that back. I did hear about that.
Yeah.
I did hear about that. I think 25,000 or something.
25,000.
Like the number. Yeah, I did see that. So I just lied when I said I didn't hear that. I did see that report. Yeah.
And then another one, I think like. Trying to restore because like the thing that she's focusing on is trying to restore the middle class because she's trying to say that they want to do stuff to restore the middle class.
Details is like that's
because she's saying to lower taxes on middle class and raise it on the billionaires to tax them.
I don't think anybody's taxes should be raised, but that's just me because I don't think the federal government deserves any more money. That's just me.
What is your money bag?
Don't maybe pull up the fucking debt calculator.
What Smokey Mama say?
I got it. I keep that shit on bookmarks. It's like just for.
With Smokey's mama, make it enough. When she give him the money, make it enough.
Like, don't make me share the debt calculator. Look at that. The 35 trillion now. It's like T with a T and shit. Yeah, and counting is like It's like this is like they don't need no more money. It's like
all I know is that my Social Security when I retire in 20 years or whatever, like I've been paying for a while. I've been working. I've been paying into Social Security since I was 19. So I've been paying into work. I've been working a while.
What made me decide that? Yeah, they don't need more money because, like, with the spending, like at that rate, like you see a lot of those numbers, how fast they going. It's like I said, numbers on the screen, but that's real money. They talking about our money. Yeah, it's like the reason why is I say they don't deserve because like let's say if you say people like you talk about raising the rates on like billionaires. Let's raise it to 100%. Let's say we take like everything from every billionaire, like Trump, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the Kardashians, Jay-Z and beyond, every billionaire you can think of. We say 100% of their wealth and shit. Like, this government will be broke in like less than a year. Like, and then where you gonna go? It's like at the spending at that rate, it's like
Once again, like I said, you just can't throw money at problem. You got
and at that rate, it's like it's like so some economists, I forget who that I wish I remembered who I could credit them that said so even if you say this is like 100% of like every billionaire's money. If they keep spending at the rate where that calculator is going, like less than a year, like all the money would be gone from all of those billionaires. And then what you gonna turn is like, you can't take from them. You took all of their money. It's like
so that's the thing. Like we say, you got to fix the internal. That's what I say. It's an internal issue that you got to fix first before you just throw a ton of money at. Oh, and then they showed like also that for the first time, they said inflation has gotten under 3% for the first time.
Because typically, like inflation, like I caught that on the CNBC report. Yeah, typically inflation is about 2%.
2.5%.
It just
between two and
it
three.
got
Like,
way out of control these last couple years, but usually around 2%.
it's between 2 and 3. So I say
Yeah,
about two and a half.
but yeah, around
It's
two.
in there. So that's why when you get your raises, like your raises, your COLA should be around 3%
Yeah.
at your job. Like you should be getting a COLA every
You
year.
have a savings account, like it should have an interest rate of around that 2 or 3%. Because otherwise you're losing money. Like if you just
You
put
want to
money in
beat the
savings, yeah,
inflation, yeah. Like
yeah,
the high interest savings
high
account,
interest
you
savings
know,
account. Yeah, you should have one that's around that. It's like
around 3%, yeah, because
yeah,
it's helping you keep up to,
yeah. They keep
so when you're getting that $12 a month or that $9, whatever, you're getting that into your account each month because it's basically protecting you to
your
beat
money
the
is losing value, which is why a candy bar that cost a nickel like 50 years ago costs $1 now because of inflation. It's like that's why. It's like
$2. I was like, when they're not on sale, I'm like, when did candy bars get to be $2 when they're not on sale?
yeah,
Like, what is going on? I was like, I remember candy bars being 50 cents when I was a kid. They were 50 cents.
yeah. And when our
They were a
parents, it
nickel
was
when
a
mom,
nickel when they were
and
growing
they
up.
were bigger. They were like this big and this fat. Because mom said she would get a Clark bar like this big and this fat for a nickel.
If we go by that 2%, that would be like back then. It's like yeah, $1 would be worth about a nickel. If you had a dollar, it'd be like worth a nickel now. Right? That the inflation rate, yeah, it makes sense.
So
It's
the thing
like
that's high now. I'm like, when did chips get to be so high when they're not on sale? Chips are like $6 a bag.
yeah,
For a bag
like
of
the
chips,
the regular,
$6.
yeah, and then even the dollar. Well, I used to call them the dollar bags.
The big grab, that was
Those
75 cents when we were kids.
those are almost $3 now.
Yeah, the big grabs are like 250
70
now
is
for the big grab.
270 or something like that. It's like so
Mm-hmm.
even those were $1. Like yeah,
This is 259 suggested price of put on the thing, 259, 269 for the big grabs, which is 75 cents when we were kids. It's
yeah,
like, yeah, it's like this shit is high. Like when I get chips, I'm like, I'm getting whatever's on sale because like Jewel runs a sale, buy two, get three free. We getting Lay's. I want some Doritos. We getting Lay's today. My kids, I want Lay's is on sale. We gonna get these Lay's. I want Lay's. Okay, Doritos is on sale. We gonna get these Doritos. Like I'm not buying that stuff regular price for $6.9 for 50.
I prefer Ruffles, but guess what? We're gonna eat wavy lays if that shit is on there. That's what we eat.
Whatever's on sale. Whatever's on sale is what I'm
That's
gonna
what we
get for
eat
chips.
today. It's like it ain't quite Ruffles, but it's close enough though.
All dress ruffles are good though. Those are good.
Ruffles is my favorite chip. It's
The
like
all dress ones. That's the one I like for
oh,
ruffles. All dress.
the original. That's all I need. Yeah, the OG.
Yeah. And then my favorite one, like I said, if you guys want to, salt and vinegar Lay's.
An original Ruffles. Yeah.
Give me some salt and vinegar chips. I'm good.
I'll let everybody.
And I put a little bit of hot sauce on it myself.
Get it, or like the Kona stove, not bodega. Get a squirt of hot sauce.
Get two squirts of hot sauce.
For like a dime or whatever and shit like yeah. A
What's
squirt
your
of hot.
favorite?
I remember a squirt of hot sauce being a nickel. I do remember that shit. So yeah, get 2 squirts for a
Or you
dime.
get your bag of chews for 25 cents. You have a whole bag of chews, like a Ziploc bag of chews, and you just or fruities, you just eating them.
Bazooka Joe, that was a penny back in the day. I don't know what those are. Do they still make Bazooka Joe? I'm assuming they do. It's like yeah,
I don't even know.
that was
I know
like
they were like a nickel when we were kids. They were like a nickel by
was it?
then.
Yeah. What was a penny gum? I think the Pal bubble gum was a penny. They had one that was like a penny. I don't think that exists anymore. Like it was like the little had the red, white, and blue thing. It was Pal.
I remember. And that gum was like the hardest gum when you try to do that.
Those were a penny.
Try
I remember it was a gum. It wasn't Bazooka. It was that. It was that Pal shit. Yeah, those were pennies. Cause then you didn't have no money. That's what you bought. It's like let me get 15 of those, like 15 cents. Like, yeah. So yeah, there you go.
But that's what we care about is
pack of Doublemint was a quarter back in the day. It's like
Big Red.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Yeah,
and I remember when it went to 35 cents because that was the first sneaky thing when they made it go to 35 cents. I'm like, 35 cents? Because now you instead of having a quarter, you had to put a dime with your quarter now. So you couldn't, you couldn't just give a quarter to the to your corner store person, whoever it was.
Can't kiss a little longer. Stay close a little. Remember the it's like that's one thing like hashtag bring back cheesy jingles. Is like commercials don't have jingles anymore. Like they are like, well, kiss a little longer, stay close a little. You remember the big red, with longer and big red. It's like you remember that.
I just saw a video of that recently when somebody posted the
pop up. I'm part of those like 80s groups. Is like and shit like that comes up all the time.
They posted the Toys R Us. I sang all the commercials. They had Toys R Us on there. They had Big Red. They had I Feel Like Chicken.
McDonald's. Reason why I know what's on a Big Mac is because of that McDonald's. let's get 3, 2, 1. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, sesame seed bun. We know that shit. That's fucked up. It's like, yeah, people know that, but don't know the preamble to the Constitution.
What? You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully
clean. Yeah.
I wanted to have a towel and turn around and just flick my towel and do that. I want to flick my towel and do that.
Get a little closer with arid extra dry. Remember the arid? like the 80s had the best corny. They all were corny as fuck, but those shit slap.
My buddy, wherever I go, he goes, my buddy. G.I.
Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe was there.
80s and 90s.
G.I. Joe against Cobra, the enemy, fighting the same.
Remember? Skip it, skip it, skip it.
That's all he said. You broke your skip it.
I broke my skip it.
Hit the post.
And think of it all. There's a counter on this ball.
Hit the post. You never got another one. Mama said you ain't getting another one.
It was a pink skipper and I broke it. I was so mad. I'm gonna look up and see if Skipper still exists. I'm gonna order just
well, the Transformers,
robots
in disguise. We remember all of that shit. Yeah. The jingles were like, yeah, why don't they have jingles? It's because commercials still exist. Matter of fact, go on YouTube. It's like you the first 5 seconds of any video you're gonna watch. You're gonna watch an ad, then click skip it. It's like, yeah, none of them have. If they had those, I might watch them. It's like, yeah, do a goofy ass jingle. I might watch the whole thing. It's like hashtag bring back jingles.
So should we try to write a jingle now? You compose music. You know how to compose music. So, I mean.
Yeah, let's do it.
And I'm a goof anyway, so I'll do it.
What's some like, yeah, because we about ready to wrap this up, but I want to go down this jingle rabbit hole a little bit more. I'm trying to think of more.
What's another good one?
I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I like to buy the world a Coke.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, yeah. I like to buy the world.
You got the right thing, baby. Yeah, with Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi, wasn't it? I think that was Diet
Charles.
That was Diet Pepsi, yeah.
Oh, the California raisins, like
heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah, oh, what's it? Of course, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I can play with.
Bikes, trains to video games. We still, it's like 40 years later, we still remember that shit. It's like,
it's just not the same. I went to Macy's and I saw the Toys R Us section.
I was at Macy's because like
it's not the same.
Media school's right across the street from Macy's. I went in there just to peek in Toys R Us, and it's just not. I was in there last week just like out of curiosity. I was like, okay, Toys R Us on the 6th floor. Let's check it out. It's like, yeah.
I went to get a luggage set when I said to prepare for our town trip, and then when I went through a Macy's and now I saw the Toys R Us section, I'm like, it's just not the same. Like they had Jeffrey, they had the Jeffrey in there. I'm like,
It didn't slap the same as like Toys R Us was magical back in the day.
They changed Jeffrey. Like he looked like he got some work done in his face. Jeffrey looked like he got nip tucked. So I mean, I'm like, that's not really the Jeffrey I grew up to, but we was in there with our 80s and 90s jingles.
Yep, that's bring them back, and like maybe we'll watch your we'll watch your whack ass commercials on YouTube. Bring those jingles back. I definitely would watch, like, because it'll be so out of place that you'd be want to know what it is and shit. We just heard one of those call, wait, what is this? It's like
you lean over like
Yeah, you forget that you were what video you were watching. You actually end up watching the whole commercial. It's like, oh, that's right. I was supposed to be watching a fucking a finance video. Yeah, but you end up watching the whole commercial because the jingle caught you. Like, wait a minute, what's that?
And they knew when to play on Saturday morning cartoons.
Breakfast cereal, chocolate candy, toys. That's all the commercials that aired on Saturday morning is those three things. Three
And
kid staples there. Yeah.
The biggest lie.
Part of this complete
nutritionally balanced breakfast. It's not balanced.
Balanced breakfast. Like,
I was cookie crisp balanced.
Sugar and carbs. Like, how the fuck is that balanced? It's like
they really gave us bite-sized cook. They really essentially gave us Famous Amos, and he just recently passed away.
Famous Amos, some guy, yeah, 89.
Rest in peace. But they really gave us Famous Amos cookies in a bowl with Cookie Crisp and told us,
all psychological. But if you ask your parents, can I have Famous Amos for breakfast? They look at you crazy. If you can eat as much Cookie Crisp you want for breakfast. It's the same shit. It's like Famous Amos was better though. It's like
you can eat cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Coca tricks are for kids. Like even it's in the ad. Tricks are for kids. It's in the commercial. Silly rabbit.
Oh, Frosted, look, magic lucky charms, the magically delicious.
Oh yeah, pink hearts, yellow stars, blue diamonds, green clovers, and orange yellow stars. It's like that's it. What about? They're great.
They're great.
Tony the Tiger. Let's go.
Oh, Punchy. How about Hawaiian Punch? Sure. And Punchy would punch you. Sure. I miss that Hawaiian Punch when Punchy would just steal on you.
How about a Hawaiian Punch?
Sure. Clock you.
Speaking of push, that hey, don't push me. Push a push pop. It's like the dude with the kid. That's all. Like, try that in real life. You probably got your ass. Yeah. It's like if you're getting bullied by somebody, you're like, hey, push the push pop. Hey, okay. I won't be a bully anymore. I'll have a push pop. He probably just beat you. Probably just beat you up and stole your push
ring pop.
Right. In real life, you probably just got beat up and he stole your push pop. That's probably how it went in real life. We did.
They still make ring pops too, by the way, because Ariana had one. They still make ring pops. Because she was just like, oh, I know they still made ring pops.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, when I was a kid, they did.
Right. They probably got rid of the push pop, but the ring pop still lives.
Yeah, ring pop is still a thing. Or the. Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon? Why I think you had to be rich before I was I thought that only rich people.
I thought that shit was expensive, and then you go to the aisle, it's like $3. It's like $3 now, which is so you know what it was back then. She's like $3 now. You thought
it was Dijon mustard. Like we just had yellow mustard. It's Dijon fancy Dijon mustard. So you just drive around the Rolls Royce and ask for a Grey Poupon with your butler.
Excuse me. Are those Bugle Boy jeans you're wearing?
Are those Bugle Boy jeans you're wearing?
Or is the only reason I even know what Bugle Boy jeans are is because of that commercial. Never owned a pair of Bugle Boys in my life. I just know because of that.
Where do we get our hands on you?
Michael Jordan.
When they would go, the women, my favorite commercials when the women were trying to guess what underwear the guys were wearing. Michael walks by, he says, they're Hanes. That's all you need to know. And they're like, what's that? And they go like, what's that on the commercial? They're like boxers, briefs. They were trying to guess what each guy wore for underwear.
Because we're talking about Jordan. Like Mike, if I could be like Mike, a Gatorade. Sometimes I dream that he is me. You remember that one? The Like Mike Gatorade commercials.
Bring these commercials back. Yes, bring commercials back.
Funniest one to me still, which we're tying to your whole Boston. Yeah, you being Massachusetts. It's like was that might be like Mike commercial. Yeah, like all the different players like throughout it, like doing
the
song. It ends with Larry Bird. He's like, I'm not gonna sing. It's like it's not a commercial. Bird's is like, I'm not gonna sing.
You saw a lot of Celtic stuff in the airport. Mark is like, you can't give me the wood. We ain't wearing no Celtics, nothing. We can't wear Celtics. Nothing.
No Patriots. None of that.
We can't wear none of that. We Chicago. We not wearing none of that.
Shout out Simone Biles rocking her Packers jersey at the Bears. Yeah, she had the Packers jack. It was like her guy.
It was
the
her
guy's own
husband's
picture
stuff.
was on it, but
It
still,
was her husband's thing, but
it was Packers. So, yeah.
he said
She don't know the rules yet.
She doesn't know the rules.
She's new to Chicago. She don't know the rules.
Like I said, we love you, Simone. We love you. You're the GOAT. You are the GOAT gymnast.
Some Chicagoans need to sit her down and explain.
I'm gonna sit you down.
No, yeah.
Simone, if you listen to the podcast, Simone, you don't wear Green Bay Packers stuff in Chicago. You don't put ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago. What else don't you do?
We got corner stoves, not bodegas.
We got corner stoves. We don't have bodegas. We got corner stoves. It's 4 directions: out south, out west, up north, over east. 4 directions in Chicago.
And 2 seasons, like freezing cold, hot as hell. 2 seasons.
And the other season is construction is another season.
There you go, 3 seasons.
In Chicago. Get you some cheese and caramel, Chicago mixed popcorn. Like, just these are basics that you need to know when you come to Chicago.
Hero's chicken, baby.
And get the mild sauce on it.
So when Angel Reese got drafted, that's the first thing her teammates took at Arrow. She said,
"This is delicious.
Got to get some of this chicken." Yeah, they took her.
This is delicious. They be geek. It's delicious.
So you got to get some of this, girl. Well, let's wrap this shit up. Yeah, not another damn podcast. It's 374. I don't remember. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you supporting us. You want to support us further? Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, Amazon Alexa devices, and follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out MSIMH626 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Also, S8GULAEY1 on X, SCR8GULAEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.